Video. Now, you probably clicked this link and thought to yourself, why would this guy tell us how to fail a challenge, a funded challenge? Well, it's important to understand first why you would fail the challenge so that you can understand what it is that you need to do correctly. Now, if you're new to the channel, a sub would be appreciated as I provide valuable educational content on a daily basis. And if you enjoy the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated as well. In today's video, I want to educate you guys on how you what the easiest way is to fail a funded challenge to make sure that you don't follow down that road. Now, I've met a lot of people in my lifetime. I'm currently funded with my forex funds, but I've met a lot of people that has had funded accounts that they continuously fail, and they fail it over and over and over and over and over again, not knowing that they make the same mistakes again. So I want to highlight a couple of things. And for those of you that don't know, funded challenges are companies or prop firms that gives you a large amount of money to trade with, but it comes with some rules and obligations that you need to adhere to. Otherwise they'll just take the account from you. Certain examples are my forex funds, and then there's also ftmo. Yeah, that's about the only prop firms that I can think of at the moment, and I'm really trying to think of more. But I want to give you guys some key indicators that's going to help you, and it's important that you don't just listen to my voice and think, okay, this sounds very reasonable. Just have to go and apply it to make sure that it works, because it's been working for me for over a year now. I've left my job a year ago, and today this month basically marks a year of me being a full-time trader. And no, I've not been making money through selling courses, so don't even go there. Now, let's continue very quickly. Now, the first thing, and I'll explain to you guys each one of them. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is you need to have proper risk management. And before you even start with doing anything, it's important that you understand what risk is involved before you place an actual trade. You can't just go into the market and go, okay, I've got a $10,000 account at my to my disposal, and I'm going to trade a 10 or 20 lot size. That's not how that works. Basically, you want to calculate your lot. Now, there's a lot of calculators that you can use to calculate your lot size, but let's say you're trading a $10,000 funded account. Now, remember, the daily drawdown on that could be $500, right? And the maximum drawdown on that could be $800. And this is just an example. What you do want to do is you want to take the daily exposure, or the daily drawdown amount, and let's say the daily drawdown is $500. What you want to do is you want to take $500 and you want to divide it by the amount of trading days that you have, right? Then you'll probably get a number that's about $50. Now, $50 will give you your risk exposure to make sure that this is how much you are able to risk per day. Because now you know that every day when you do take a trade, you're not supposed to risk more than $50. Now, remember, you can go overboard with this, and you can go and you can go 500 divided by 10 days. It'll give you more time. But I know a lot of people are just no patience. They just want to get done with this, and we'll get to that as well. But doing this, it will allow you to go, okay, I've got a $50 to risk today. I'm going to take one trade per day. But it's important that you don't calculate you don't use your calculator based off 10,000, but either use it off your daily risk or your overall risk that you can, which is $800. Or if you want to go the more micromanagement way, then go for $50, right? Risk management. It's important that you understand that and that you apply it. And then I'm also going to add here, the next thing I want to add here is, emotions. And I'm speaking from experience, my own experience, and also the experience of students that has been struggling in the past to pass these challenges as well. Next thing I want to speak about emotion. Now, a lot of people allow their emotions to get involved. Why is this? A lot of people are pressured by certain events that are currently happening at home. Apart from that, you also pay a certain amount that you contribute towards this funded challenge, which is about $1,200. So as a result of that, you are emotionally attached to money. That's just how it works. Nobody likes to lose lose money. Now, because of this, let's say you take a 0.10 lot size, right? Calculated risk and everything, right? You tick the box, you go, oh, yes, I've done it. But you see the trade is running in a drawdown. Now, instead of knowing that you've calculated your risk and your risk is sitting at the $50 loss that you're willing to take, what you then do is you go, whew, okay, the market dropped a little bit lower. Let me compound and do another 0.20, because now you're not following your plan. First of all, we're going to get to know planning. Then now you add another position, and then the market starts getting involved, and you keep monitoring the trade. And as a result of that, you start looking at it, you start feeling sad. You're like a new mother who just gave birth to a child, and looking at that baby, so like newborn baby, going like, wow, is this really my child? Like, that's how people monitor their trades. And as a result of that, this takes over, your emotions takes over, and you close the trade early in a loss, only for the market to go in your direction thereafter. So the best thing to do is if you've calculated your risk, you can rest assured that your emotions will not get involved, and make sure that you do not get it involved as well. Next thing is people that follow signals blindly. Now, I'm not saying to follow signals is bad, because it's not, especially if you are taking signals from a person that is well, that is good in trading in general, and not just someone that says buy AUD USD before the news comes out, because that's the last thing you want to do. No, some people will just follow signals blindly. So what do I mean by this? If someone says that you need to sell Euro AUD, which is what I did, but that doesn't mean that you need to just go in there and sell Euro AUD. The best thing that you can do for yourself is always to go and look at the charts, kind of apply your own analysis there as well, and just see if like, do you feel okay with this? That's why nobody has ever sent me a signal in their entire life, because they know it just doesn't sit well with me. You can send me a signal, I'm going to look at your signal, I'm going to remember the fundamental data associated to a pair that you've sent me, and I'm going to look at the chart. That will take me 10 seconds to look at a chart and realize if this is something that I would want to do or not. So always make sure that if you do jump into a signal group and you do want to pass your ftmo or your myforex funds, always make sure that you do some research on the signal, okay, before you take it. And if you are working, make sure that you do follow someone that you know is a good trader, and you don't have to worry about doing better. But if you're following signals of someone that you don't know, then make sure that you do that research as well. No planning. And what I say by no planning is people get a funded account, then they go, oh yes, this is easy, I'm gonna jump in there because I'm used to trading demo accounts, flipping demo accounts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump in. I've got a bigger I've got a bigger equity to my exposure, and I can trade a bigger lot size. No, you always have to go back to risk management. Always sit down. You have to trade this as a business. Make sure that you have you have to calculate everything to the T. That's what you need to do. You have to calculate. You need to have a plan in place. You need to write it out. Your boss can tell you now, hey, I need a plan on my desk on how you're going to improve your I don't know what. By the end of the day, you're going to sit there and you're going to come up with the best plan. Why can't you look in the mirror and tell yourself also, hey, you need to come up with the best plan on how we're going to pass this funded challenge? That's what you tell yourself. Now from there, you start working on certain tactics. You start with risk management as well. Next up, we've got greed. A lot of people, I'm sorry to say this, but it's just plain uitgevriet. And what that means in English is when this is when you are hungry, it's like every mentor or signals person that you'll find in South Africa that just want to take people's money and not provide them an actual service that they pay for. So that is how it is when you just want. Now, you know what this leads to? This leads to overtrading. Now, with overtrading comes another problem, and there's nothing wrong with this, because why? But also remember, trust me, if you over risk on your account, you are more likely to get a heart attack than person that does not overtrade on their account. The reason why greed is associated with overtrade is because people want to make a lot of money in the market very quickly, And some people do that with funded accounts. Now, trust me, anybody who's trading 10 or 20 lot sizes on the NASDAQ that says that they lost 700,000, trust me, that is 100% a demo account, because from an emotional perspective, your emotions will never allow you to place a 10 lot size and watch your account drown 700,000, 800,000, unless you got a signal group and you accumulate a lot of the profits, on a monthly basis. Then by all means you can do that. But in most cases, it's a demo account that people come out and they flip. Trust me, this isn't going to get you nowhere in life. You don't have to be greedy. Always think about how much you get paid at the moment per day. You probably get 500, 600 rand per day. Now, why the hell do you want to go and make 3,000, 4,000 rand, you know, per day? You don't have to. You don't need to. My current like, I don't have daily targets, but I always try and aim to for 2 or 3 times than what I got paid when I was working, because it's just to make me feel good about the decision that I've made to quit my job. Okay, next up, people, is being impatient. And when I say being impatient, you have to understand that in most cases, right? In most cases, you have 20 days to pass the challenge. Now, some people think they look fancy when they pass the challenge in 2 or 3 days. Yeah, that's nice, but you don't have to do it. You have 20 days to pass the challenge, and then you've got another 20 days, and I'm just counting working days because you can't trade over weekends. But then you have another 20 days to pass the 5% after that. First, you need to do an 8%, then you have to do a 5%. Then a lot of people are so in a rush that they want to pass this challenge, within a day or two, maybe 2 or 3 days. I mean, where are you going to? You have no problem working an entire month for your company to pay your salary, but you don't have patience to gradually grow your account. And you can apply the same concept with people that wants to flip accounts. And I'm speaking to the people who can only trade the NASDAQ throughout the NY session, because it's very easy to trade that. Buy stop, sell stop. I'm speaking to those people because but that's a topic for another day. Next up, is fear. And greed and fear is the most two important things that drives market emotion. It's either you too scared to lose money or you too greedy to make a lot of money. Now, with fear comes what? Closing trades early because you're scared. You don't want to lose money. Closing early. Now, with this comes closing trades too early. Now, when you see your account is, if you fail to calculate your risk, your emotions get involved, you become fearful, and then that's when you close your trade. And Warren Buffett always say, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. When you're fearful, that's when I come in and I buy. If you're greedy, that's when I come in and I sell. You understand? You have to be on the other side of that. Now, those are my key points, and I'm not going to elaborate on this too much, because I feel at this point, if you call yourself a trader, you should be able to know most of these things as well. I am so saddened by a lot of traders, people that call themselves traders out there, who are struggling mentally to pass a funded challenge. And a lot of people's going to tell me in the comments, maybe, yeah, but it's not that different, it's not that easy. Guys, trust me, it is very easy to trade if you follow your plan. That's it. When you have a risk management in place and you've got a 1 to 2 to 1 to 3 risk to reward, you will be consistently profitable, and then you will have nothing to worry about. And try and make sure that you've got enough confluences stack in your favor before making a trading decision. Now, I can't stress enough on this, that make sure that when you go buy a funded account, make sure that you treat that funded account as if it's yours, man. Like, don't, yes, it's sad. Like, don't go there and think, I'm just gonna, no, don't do that. That's where you go, I don't want to do this anymore. Trading is not, no, trading is for everyone. Everyone can make a lot of money, but you're either following the wrong people or you're not disciplined and you don't have a plan in place. Now, that's it from my side, and go and pass some funded accounts. Let me know down in the comments below if you are a funded trader and with which prop firm you are. I want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the support for this. And then also thank you, a very special thank you for the members, on the other side of the channel there as well. Have a good day. And as always, cheers for years.